Hello again, my name is Dr. Bill Johnson, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Exploring Our Schools. Today, actually, we're recording this on Election Day here in the school district, so it's really appropriate that what we are talking about is our student government at Southside High School. I have with me today three very special people who will join me in a moment. Marcy Pedone, who is the coordinator of SGA and is a guidance counselor at Southside. Samantha Horowitz, who is the president of SGA, and also a student here, a senior, right? Mm-hmm. All right. And Jess Morrow, thank you very much for joining us. You are the treasurer,
yep.
Right?
Yep.
Keeper of all the funds. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
Right? Well, just tell me a little bit about the SGA organization, how it works, and what our goal is, what we try to accomplish.
Okay, so the SGA has existed here for many, many years. We have either 4 or 5 officers a year, a president, a first vice president, a second vice president, a secretary, and a treasurer. The officers, their goal is to listen to the rest of the student body and to make Southside a better place and that everybody is heard. We want everybody to have a voice. They meet with me every Tuesday morning, 0 period. We go over all the fundraisers that are happening in the building, so we oversee all the other clubs, including the classes of the 9th grade class, 10th, 11th, and 12th. They organize Spirit Week, which is a great fun week that we include everybody who wants to be involved, whether you're a member of SGA or not. It's open to anyone. They do, during Spirit Week, there's a lot of community service they do. They do a food drive where in the past they've raised over 4,000 or 5,000 canned goods donated to local agencies. And every year we also do another community service piece where we either do a small toy drive, a school supply drive, or things like that. So we incorporate the fun with the service.
Wow. But it starts with the both of you being candidates. You want to do something special and good, and you're willing to put your name out there to be elected. What's that like?
It's definitely a little intimidating. I first didn't even show up to the meeting because I was still a little iffy about running. And I remember emailing Miss Pedone, and Miss Pedone being like, "Oh, you can run, just hand in all the materials necessary." And then I went about the whole process, creating posters, creating the speech, and then I won, and that was a pretty cool experience.
What do you think did it? You know, we're running in a school election right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I always admire people who are willing to put themselves out there to be considered. I mean, you just don't know. There's somebody always running against you.
Yeah.
Well,
And you want them to select you. It's not easy. It's very difficult, right?
Yeah. And I think that was definitely a really intimidating part. And I actually ran against someone who I was pretty friendly with, so it was at times a little uncomfortable having that sort of competition between him and I. But in the end, I think it worked out well.
We all think it worked out well, right? Okay. How about you?
I know I've always wanted to get involved in the school, and kind of make a difference a little bit and get people involved in doing different activities around the school. So I ran in middle school. I didn't get it, so then when I came back to the high school, I was like, I'm going to do it again and try. And then this time I got it. So I don't know. I enjoy it, and I feel like it's a different activity that you can get involved in.
So how'd you run a campaign? Is it all posters and just meeting people, shaking hands, asking?
Yeah, well, this year I didn't have anyone running against me, but it's still making posters, kind of just getting my name around there. It's saying I'm running for SGA treasurer, and then, yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, it is fascinating that many times the people who are running against one another actually do know one another.
Yeah.
How do you keep it positive?
Well, I think that we were both very professional in how we went about it, and we both knew that one of us was going to lose, and that was it. And I think we both going in with that mindset, we kind of were very mature about that, and were able to handle that well.
they were also in a very unique circumstance this year because we only had 4 positions that people were running for. So I called down Samantha and the young man that she ran against and asked if one of them would forego that position and take the other vacant position. And both of them thought about it and decided not to, and they went against each other. So,
Okay.
and then we ended up with 4 officers, but, Samantha knew she wanted to be president, and she was going for it regardless. So,
Okay.
it was an interesting situation.
Yeah.
So tell me some of the things that you guys have accomplished this year. I mean, you do meet regularly, and there's a lot of work that goes into this, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cozy day.
Yeah, my favorite. This year we had our first cozy day. And so throughout the meetings in the beginning of the year, we are trying to come
I
up
think
with
you're going to have to explain that a little bit. Not everybody that's watching this knows what a cozy day is. Go ahead.
Cozy day is kind of like a pajama day. So we had like everyone in the school, teachers, students, everyone dressed up in like comfortable, cozy clothes and stuff. And then we had like, it was during the holiday season. So we had like in between periods, instead of the bells, we had like different like winter songs kind of playing on the loudspeaker going between classes. And that was different and it was cool. And then we sold some hot chocolate in the main lobby during 8th, 9th, and after school. And with that, we raised a lot of money. And what was it like?
We were over $1,000.
Yeah.
We donated it to the homeless
Wow.
during the holiday time.
So a lot of this is all about raising money in order to support various activities,
Yeah.
right? Not so easy, is it?
No, I think definitely an aspect of it that's a little challenging is trying to get the idea off the ground and then getting it approved and all that. And that I think that there were even a few ideas that were put forth that were kind of shut down because of that, because there would be things that got in the way and kind of impeded it from from happening or just being safe for the kids in the school to do.
So one of the ideas that didn't make it,
Was it maybe like Kevin's field day?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
field day.
Yeah. One of the officers proposed doing a field day, which would involve the middle school students and some of the high school students, just to, make the middle school students feel more acclimated to the environment here and just more comfortable coming into the school. Because I know a lot of us felt a little bit not uncomfortable, but a little jarred by being in such a new environment with such older people. So we wanted to do that, but unfortunately, it was kind of hard to get the idea off the ground.
so what are you really proud of this year? I mean, now we're almost to the end of the year. It's got to be something. And you look back and say, is there one particular thing?
For me, I think we did a toy drive, and then after school, I went to go drop off the toys to like the different houses around town, and just seeing like when you go in there and deliver the toys, and like the
Very
happiness
gratifying.
and like in those people's faces, and knowing that like when they wake up Christmas morning, like they'll have toys to open up and unwrap.
How wonderful. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I think for me, I would agree going to buy the toys and, I mean, literally going and getting the toys firsthand. Unfortunately, I didn't get to deliver them with Jess, but even knowing that they were going to go to families in need and make children happy, I think that was really impactful to me.
They are, during Spirit Week, lip sync is our biggest event. So the money that we charge to get in is what we use to purchase the toys. So the officers went to Toys R Us with about $1,000, and they were able to purchase about $1,000 in toys. We also collect from teachers and things, but it's hard in a high school for high school kids to bring in a toy, so we supplement with our lip sync funds. So.
You know what's so interesting about what you guys are doing? It somewhat replicates what government is supposed to be all about. Apart from all of the safety issues and those types of things, it's really taking the resources that somebody is willing to provide to you and helping them share it with others and making the community a better place because of that. And to see the two of you start with that, that's wonderful. And to say that that's what they remember most is so gratifying and so wonderful. Are there issues, though, apart from things like that you guys deal with?
I don't believe
How
so.
about Spirit Week? That's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spirit Week was
Tough to organize, tough to manage, make sure everybody's safe, everybody's following the
safe,
rules.
and everybody has fun. That is one thing that's a lot of work. It doesn't get easier every year. The officers, even though they're elected in June, we first meet in September and we come up with the idea. And because the homecoming date is assigned to us,
Right.
some weeks we only have 3-4 weeks to get organized, which puts pressure on the grades to put together their floats and things like that. But we do give the grades.
Oh, but they don't feel any pressure, right?
No.
Look at
Oh,
that
my
smile. I
goodness,
know,
I
right?
know.
Uh-oh.
It's
So-
a lot of work for them, but
Yeah.
and, you feel bad for the freshmen coming up because they're getting a packet of instruction and they're just being thrown right into the
Right.
fire. And, this year they did an amazing job, and a lot of the older kids will mentor them and tell them exactly what they need to do. But again,
And when you say an amazing job, what does that mean? What do you guys, what actually do you have to do? I mean, when you talk about the student government, I mean, you are managing that entire week.
I think even picking a theme, because it's so
Yeah.
hard to pick a theme that A, people will like, and B, is original, and C, that hasn't been used already. I think that's part of it. And then giving that idea to the other grades and having them within that kind of pick a sub-theme in order to work with.
Yeah, and then we have a pie eating contest during Spirit Week, so we had to organize like who was getting the pies, when it's getting delivered, and also making sure that everyone knew like where it was taking place after school.
That was a big hit, wasn't it?
Yes, and spreading the word, and we have tug of war one day a week and things like that. But I mean, my main goal as the advisor is really just that everybody gets to participate who wants to participate, and that everybody's happy and everybody's safe, and just that we include everybody, and that's really the goal. And
So getting as many people involved as you possibly can.
yes, yes.
Not so easy.
No.
No,
No.
not
at
so
all.
easy.
So what do you have to do in order to get people?
I think definitely spreading the word, and I think it starts with your own friends, saying like, hey, can you like help out doing this, and just kind of come to this activity. And then from there, I think having that word kind of just spread and getting other people to come after that.
I think the centerpiece are the floats, right?
The centerpiece of the floats, yes, that seems to be what everybody in this town really likes. And over the past few years, the bar has been set very high by the level of, the floats have been. So this year, I think because they didn't have enough time to prepare, everything was fabulous, but there wasn't as much, for lack of better words, craziness surrounding it. Everybody did the best job they could with the time they had, and it was no drama. Everybody just did a great job this year.
Now, do you manage that? I mean, how do you make sure that everybody follows the rules?
Well, I think that it's definitely goes down to everything's sort of delegated down into each grade, where each grade kind of handles their own float, their own poster, etc. So yeah.
But you are the president. You've got to make sure that, I mean, in some respects, you're the policeman, right? You're
Yeah.
the Spirit Week policeman. So you've got to make sure that everybody follows rules.
Yeah. And
Not everybody likes to do that, do they?
No, but I think especially this year, the officers were really good about coming to us and then asking us questions if say they had a question about like dimensions of the float or something like that.
Oh, so you had to make those decisions
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah,
There are
But
a
it's-
lot of rules, a lot of rules.
a lot of rules.
All right, but that's part of being the president,
Yeah.
right? Making those decisions.
Yeah.
Some of the other things that you've had to do during the year that you can remember? I think probably the most important aspect of this is all of the fundraising that you do.
Yeah, we did a
Yeah.
lot of fundraising throughout the year.
You know, I keep coming back to that, but it really is amazing
Yeah.
how much. And you manage a lot of that money, right?
Yeah.
But you have to come up with the ideas on ways in which we're going to do all of that work.
Yeah, but I think what's so cool about having, I mean, even with just 4 of us, it's very much a collective effort. And I think everyone's ideas are heard equally, and and I think everyone's ideas are respected equally, and I think that really helps in terms of getting ideas to
See,
happen.
but that comes from the president.
Mm.
You have to understand, not every president, I'm sure, believes that.
No.
You do.
No,
So
I
that
do.
makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So, how do you manage this with all of what you are expected to do in class? Not easy.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, especially Spirit Week with the fall season, because I was playing soccer and it was always managing like when I was going to get changed, to go get my equipment, to come to SGA for organizing the Spirit Week, and just going back and forth and making sure like I hit all of my like requirements that I had to do after school.
Why is it that busy people like to be busier? Huh?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Keeps keeps us
So
busy.
where do you
and
find the
busy.
time? Do you ever sleep?
Yeah, I
Huh?
make sure I sleep.
Okay. How about you?
No, I sleep.
You do, all right. You must be also. How do you coordinate all of these activities with your studies at the same time?
Well, I think it definitely helps to have other officers help me get these things done, because again, it is very much a collective effort between all of us. I think it's part of it was going in knowing that it was a big responsibility and that it would take up a big part of my academic life. And then with that, I was able to schedule things around it, knowing that this was a priority to me.
So do you think this is going to influence what you guys are going to do later on? I mean, now you're seniors.
Yeah, I think.
What are you going to study when you,
Um,
I'm not sure where you're going, but
You can tell.
wherever you're going, what do you intend to study?
I'm going to Malloy next year. I'm studying nursing, and I do plan on getting involved in student government there also.
Well, you know, we had a congresswoman by the name of McCarthy who was a nurse.
Yeah.
So she joined the two careers together
Wow.
and was very successful at both of them. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So how about you?
I'm going to George Washington University, and I'm studying business, economics, and public policy. So I
Oh.
think, so I think that being an SGA has really impacted that.
So you may circuitously get back into politics later
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
Let me ask you just one last, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, very much
I
so.
do.
You enjoy the work?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy being involved and having work given to me. I don't know. I feel like I always come to you asking for more work to do,
Yes,
just
you
because
do.
I just find it fun. I think it's enjoyable.
Yeah, I think it's just interacting with them and then also being able to interact with the whole school and getting different ideas and activities out there is what's really great.
Yeah, I agree, because there were times when people would come to me having maybe having a suggestion as to what we should do in school, and it was pretty cool knowing that I could be kind of the conduit for that suggestion and be able to try to make that happen.
My takeaway from this is that the message from both of you is be involved. Is that the message you'd like to get across to the students who might follow in your footsteps?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely get involved. I think it's a great experience for anyone really to get involved as early as possible, so it kind of prepares you for later on.
Yes, it does. Part of a larger community makes Southside a better place. And on that note, I've got to end. So I thank you both very much for sharing today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the work that you've done this year. The both of you have been fabulous. So, and Marcy, as always, thank you. You do a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Again, sharing and becoming just a small part of what we do here at Southside High School. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye now.